The United Nations just yesterday had the International Equal Pay Day. That was yesterday, the 18th of September. Sadly, in South Africa, we have a situation, despite the fact that the law is in favor of providing equal pay across male and female. The reality in South Africa is that South African women earn 48.9% of what men earn. Amanda Azor, the branch manager at Boston City campus, joins us for more information. Good morning, Amanda, and thank you so much for your time.
Good morning to you and good morning to your listeners.
Oh, thank you so much. So, Amanda, let's get into it. International Equal Pay Day is an important day on the gender calendar. Can you provide some insights into this day?
Yes, sure. So the United Nations commemorates International Equal Pay Day on the 18th of September every year. And it draws attention to the long-standing efforts towards the achievement of equal pay for women of equal value. It's an important milestone for human rights and for gender equality. Progress is narrowing the gap, but it's been slow. While equal pay has been widely endorsed, it's been held back by poverty and historical, structural, unequal pay and power relations between men and women.
Wow. And Amanda, when it comes to the current status quo, when it comes to closing the gender gap, how do you go about that?
It's complicated, but look, pre-COVID trends leading up to 2020 showed that the gender gap was set to close within 100 years. I'm just going to stop and repeat that, 100 years. However, it has been derailed by COVID, and we've had a third year of continued disruption. So now we're looking more at about 132 years to reach global gender parity. And that's according to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report of 2022. And as a result, an entire generation of women has been left behind. South Africa has registered a little bit of progress since the last report. We are improving, but by 0.001%. So we translate into 281 years to close the gender gap at the current rates of progress. Moreover, sorry, carry on.
No, go for it.
No, I was just going to say that the economic participation and opportunity in South Africa ranks at 92 out of 146 countries. So we're quite near the bottom.
That is really scary, hey? Sure. So achieving equal pay is definitely an important thing. You've just highlighted the realities. But in terms of the gender gaps in the workforce, obviously are driven and affect many factors with women historically. For example, the motherhood penalty, and I mean, it's amazing. Somebody very close to me was having a conversation with me over the last 2 weeks and saying how difficult it is because if you employ somebody who's newly married, within 2 to 5 years, they start family planning, and then it's the whole thing of pregnancy and maternity leave and things like that. So talk to us about that reality. And again, we have to get a balance somewhere, somehow.
Absolutely. So the motherhood penalty affects gender gaps in the workplace. So the other factors we have around the world, but very strongly in South Africa, are socioeconomic and technological transformation. We've got long-standing structural barriers, and of course, we've had all these economic shocks, which all affect it. So more women have been moving into paid work, and increasingly leadership positions, yet global societal expectations, employer policies, the legal environments, the availability of care to continue to play an important role in the choice of educational tracks and career trajectories. Women also perform an unequal share of family and household tasks, which can take away time from their jobs and leave them with fewer opportunities for career advancement. Unpaid care, domestic work fills gaps in public service and infrastructure, and those are largely provided by women. And it's an unfair burden and an unfair barrier to equal labor force participation and pay. Reducing these requires shifting the norms around who does this work and investing in decent paid work in the care economy. Childcare costs are rising. There's a high risk that an asymmetric demand to provide unpaid care work will continue to be imposed on women. So that, like I said, the issues are complicated, they are complex, and tackling them successfully means creating policies to change the way our society and economies function, sharing childcare responsibilities can be difficult, especially if we're in a culture where men are considered professionally uncommitted if they take advantage of parental leave. So mothers continue to be sidetracked from career paths. So this is something that we really, really need to work on, especially in South Africa.
Wow, Amanda, and this is actually a really serious, it's a serious topic that we are discussing this morning. But one of the biggest steps towards resolving the gender pay gap is equal gender representation with senior positions. How is this playing out in SA?
Yes, so South Africa, the PricewaterhouseCoopers Directors Report records still a very large gap in upper management, and it shows that only 15% of women on the JSE executive population is female. So we're up a bit from last year, which is great. Female representation at CEO and CFO level is up as well, but we're still only talking about 8% in those numbers. The biggest pay gap is actually in the large cap companies with a 32% median pay gap. It is up again from last year. Last year was 28%. So only 7 of the top 100 JSE listed companies are led by female CEOs. Over the entire executive population, only 15% is female. So when women and girls are not integrated as both beneficiary and shaper, the global community loses out on skills, on ideas, on perspectives, and these are all critical for addressing global challenges and harnessing new opportunities.
Sure, that's really interesting. Amanda, that's where we're going to have to land it. But before we land it, just wanted to ask you, if people want to find out more, maybe there are young ladies that are high school, matriculating or looking at changing or getting better help, how do they go about encouraging and uplifting themselves?
Well, as a female, I'm proud to work at Boston because we really, really do support in tertiary education. So Boston has a strong focus on enabling our graduates to be future ready for the workplace. And all tertiary institutions, I think, need to do the same. We need to partner with businesses and find a way forward. There are various programs that can be implemented, like Boston has a work integrated learning program, which all students need to complete in order to graduate. We've got a graduate support program, which prepares our graduates for interviews, how to market themselves, and we even give them a graduate guarantee for work opportunities post-graduation. But one of my favorites is we focus on supporting women to enter markets where historically women haven't had a large presence. So we have the Boston Education Trust, and this provides bursary resources to women wanting to work in IT. And this is an industry of the future, and women have so much to offer from both a skills and a creative perspective. So I encourage all the young ladies out there who are looking for some career advice to visit our website, boston.co.za. We have 47 support centers around the country. So come in, see us, give us a call, let us help you future-proof yourself.
Sure. Thank you so much. There we were chatting to Amanda, and such an honor to be chatting to branch manager at Boston City Campus. We appreciate what you've highlighted today, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great morning.